So we're out here today to address maybe an unusual equipment issue that you might run into depending on the age and setup of your pool and its equipment. The customer was having an issue because they were turning the heater on, but the pool wasn't heating. So even though the controls were set to on, it wasn't kicking up. And so they're wondering, well, what's going on? Pump seems to be running. What is the issue that we're having? So what can happen if you have a variable speed pump and a pool heater running together without a control panel? Because generally what you would have is basically a brain that these two pieces of equipment communicate with, and it synchronizes their actions. If you don't have that brain, you might run into a situation where despite the pump running, the heater won't turn on. Now the reason that happens is because your heater is a flow-dependent device. And if you have a variable speed pump and it's set on a schedule, at different times during the day it's going to slow down and speed up. So you might turn your heater on one day or at a certain time and it turns on just fine, heats the pool up. But then you go to use it at another time and it just doesn't seem to work. And so you're having this intermittent issue. What's happening? Well, the problem is when your pump goes to a lower speed, you're not getting enough flow to allow that heater to do its thing. And that's a safety issue or a safety feature built into your pool heater. So to work around that, we're just going to quickly show you a quick and dirty solution that you can apply anytime you're using a variable speed pump and you don't have that panel to synchronize the action of the two pieces of equipment. So let's jump into that. So here's what's going on up close. You can see heater's on. It's telling us service system. Why? Well, in this case, the pump isn't running at all. We've returned it to a neutral state just to show you. It might be hard to see because of the glare. But you see, right now it says 0 RPM. Generally, if you would just hit start, you probably saw it flash there for a second. It said running schedule. And when it does that, the pump is going to run at different speeds. So you see it ran a little slow there. Now it's speeding up to prime the pump. It's going to do that for a few minutes, then it'll go to its regular scheduled operation. So what happens is sometimes this might be running at 1800 RPM, which depending on how the equipment is plumbed, it's not enough to run your heater. What you do if you're having this issue, press one of these guys. You see it'll say manual. And depending on who programmed this, each one will have a different setting. So for this pump, number 2 is low, number 1 is high, number 4 is very high, 3 is an egg timer, which we don't need to mess with right now. So for now, number 1 is sufficient for what we want to do. So you would just pick a manual operating setting, hit start, the pump will kick up, and then you'll notice this heater is now heating because you have proper flow. Hopefully this also shows how a flow-dependent device operates. And pretty quick here, hear that fire up, you can put your hand over here, hot air means your heater is good to go. So hopefully that helps. If you need help with any of your own equipment issues, feel free to leave us a comment, ask questions if we can help you and disambiguate some problems. It'd be our pleasure.